Good evening, everyone. I'll call the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, August 22nd, 2024, 6 p.m. to order. I'd like to invite Danny Lance, pastor at True Life Church, if he'll come forward, provide our invocation, and lead us in our pledge, if everyone will stand.
Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for all of your blessings. Particularly tonight, we thank you, Lord, for these leaders of our city, for the time, the effort, the energy that they invest for the good of the city. And we thank you, Lord, and we ask your blessings and protection on them. We ask your blessings on tonight's proceedings, Lord, that you help them to make decisions that are wise and that are compassionate and that are correct, that are the right decisions. We ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Here. Councilmember Cagle.
Here.
Councilmember Tyler.
Here.
Councilmember Witt.
Here.
City Manager Miller.
Here.
City Attorney Litchford.
Here.
All right, the first item we have on the agenda is a special presentation, and it is the Community Spotlight Award. This is an award that I wanted to create and have the council present this to organizations that are great organizations that are in our community that provide such great service, compassion for our residents, our citizens, and this Spotlight Award is to the East Ridge Community Food Pantry. So I'd like for them to come forward. Council, I'd like for you to come down.
Where do you want to be? Yeah, that's where you want to be. Well, come on, just stand right here beside me.
All right, as I mentioned, we wanted to recognize an organization that's actually very dedicated to our community and provide services. So as I said earlier, this is to the East Ridge Community Food Pantry. We got Carolyn Tucker, the director. We have other board members here, and I'll let you introduce them here in just a minute. But I want to go ahead and present this to you. I want to read it to you for list all the things that you guys, amazing things that y'all are doing. So the East Ridge Community Food Pantry was established in 2017 through the East Ridge Ministerial Association in order to meet the needs not only of the people of East Ridge, Tennessee, but also surrounding areas in Georgia. The food pantry is located at the East Ridge United Methodist Church, 1602 Prater Road, which donates space for the food pantry. The East Ridge Community Food Pantry accepts donation of food items such as non-perishable meat, fresh vegetables, dairy products, etc., and then distributes them on the first and third Wednesday of each month to individuals and families who will not have to worry about where they will get their food to live on or if they'll be able to find food at all. The food pantry averages feeding 1,400 to 1,600 people each month, with 500 to 600 of those being children. They also take food boxes to East Ridge Elementary School and Spring Creek Elementary School, plus to senior citizen centers in East Ridge. The East Ridge Community Food Pantry has shown they are committed to making the difference by collecting and distributing food for those in need to help fight hunger in our community and surrounding areas. For that, we are eternally grateful and proudly honor East Ridge Community Food Pantry with the Community Spotlight Award. So much. I have to back up a row or two. Want to introduce the board members? Do you want to say
Yes.
anything?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the City of East Ridge and all the citizens because we live in a very fortunate community because everybody are givers. And so they are the ones that keep us up and thriving, and it's increasing, it's not going down. So, but we always get support from the city and the citizens, so that we really appreciate that. And I have with me tonight board members Ginger Howard, Dan Waldron. I always say his name wrong. Kim Waldron, David Tyler, and me, and then we have some really extraordinary volunteers. That would be Sam and David Wright and Debbie Wright up taking the pictures. I think I got everybody. But that's another thing, and I'll say it 100 times. We have the best volunteers of anywhere around because you do not understand what all these people do in order. We pack like 250 boxes on Tuesday, and then we have the cars line up, and we get all that out like within 3 or 4 hours. So it's amazing what they do. So
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
It'd be nice.
Great work, great work.
Hey, Carolyn, the bag, I didn't give that back. If you want to slide it in the bag or not, it's up to you. There's a little clear bag there. All right, we've all made it back. So the next item is the consent agenda. That is the approval of the minutes of the August 8, 2024 council meeting and the declaration of surplus property, building codes, administration, and building maintenance. I assume everyone's had an opportunity to review that consent agenda items, and I will entertain a motion for the consent agenda. Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion or corrections? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Yes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Consent agenda approved. We'll move to the next item, communication of citizens. This is an opportunity for any citizen to come forward and address the council with any questions, concerns, accolades. We'll see if anyone signed in. Nope. But if there's anyone in the audience, this is your opportunity to come forward, address the council. You have up to 5 minutes. See no one. We'll move on to communication of council members. I'll start on this side. Councilmember Cagle.
Have anything today?
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Witt. Councilmember Tyler.
Nothing at this time other than to wish the Pioneers good luck on the start of their football season.
Absolutely. It's football time in Tennessee. All right. So, as usual, I have a few things that I would like to discuss. So, the library, how to draw with Bluey and Bingo. That is this Saturday, the 24th from 10:30 to 11. Snacks will be provided. Registration is required. Not sure if there's still any space available because it was limited. Do you happen to know, Shauna? Okay, but call 423-867-7323 to register. Also, Monday, August the 26th from 6 to 7 is Cooking the Books, Cooking Club there at the library, and also Lego, yeah, I didn't say in the finance department. Lego Club, Saturday, September the 7th from 11:30 to 12:30. And then the Novel Idea Book Club is Saturday, September the 14th from 11 to 12. We have a lot of stuff going on in Parks and Rec. Community Center, we have an amazing event that's coming up Saturday. And then we've got senior fitness luncheon, and then we have other things going on in the park. So I'm going to actually then let Ms. Skiles come up and speak about all this.
Yes, Mayor and Council. So this Saturday, August 24th, from 11 to 3, we have our first ever Pup Carnival adoption event with homemade dog-themed carnival games that will go on at the Community Center. So this is a joint effort between the Animal Services and our Parks and Rec Department that Hannah and Jennifer have worked on, and I'm very proud of them. And then on the morning of August 22nd, we will have a pancake breakfast for the seniors that are free from 8 to 9 over at the community center. And then we will have our next free senior luncheon on August 28th at 11 a.m. And we actually have that catered. And then our splash pad hours are changing. So come August 1st, our splash pad will go to only weekends open in September. So if you go by the splash pad now, you'll see that there's nobody out there during the week at all. So we change those come Labor Day. So that will go to the weekends from 11 to 7 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. And then as the mayor talked about, our senior fitness program, we do walking in the mornings at 9 a.m. We also do aerobics at 10 a.m. with line dancing and pickleball, and they vary at 11 and 12 throughout the week. And then we also have our aerobics classes at night that Kay puts on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. and then Saturday mornings at 9. And then we have open gym for the kids after school. That's Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. It's a $10 membership. And then our sports. So all of the sports have now closed at the park, but we still do have open in the following sports. In baseball, we have 3 spots left in the 5 and 6. In the 7 and 8, we have 10 spots left. In the softball side, the 7 and 8 girls, we have 6 spots. In the under 10 girls, we've got 14 spots. And then in flag, for the 4th and 5th grade, we have 7 spots. And then in the 6th and 8th grade, we have 1 spot left. So again, we've geared back up. Rec sports started Monday night, so traffic in the park is heavy and strong again. Thank y'all.
Thank you. That's all I have, so I'll hand it off to the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple updates on city projects going on in our area, in our community. On the East Ridge Animal Shelter, contractor is finishing up the punch list items. I believe they should be complete this week or early next week. And we plan to be in a position to start moving our furniture and equipment in. Matter of fact, we have the washer and dryer in there hooked up, and the dishwasher and some of the others. I think the freezers we're still waiting on. Okay. So we're looking at probably opening sometime after the beginning of September, after Labor Day weekend, and sometime in probably mid-September, we haven't set a date yet, to have a ribbon cutting to officially open up to the public our new animal shelter. Second item is regarding the widening of North Mac Smith Road. Chattanooga Gas Subcontractors, SEC, has been on site this week. They're installing the third and final section of the 4-inch line, replacement gas line on the east side. And they're working their way from Fairfield in, of course, towards to the south end of North Mac Smith Road, which would be Ringgold Road. The contractor has encountered some rocks, so that has set him back a half a day or so. EPB is still scheduled to perform outages in the areas for testing their lines, their power lines, and we have Comcast, AT&T. We need to start their transition from the old poles to the new poles. So hopefully, we're hopeful that Adams Contracting will be in a position to start construction mid to late September, and that contract would call for 270 days for completion of that project. And then lastly, mentioned before, we are out for sealed bids for the construction of a 12,000 square foot multi-purpose pavilion located behind City Hall in the community center. As of the other day, we have received 10 inquiries from contractors requesting bid packages. So it's looking good that we've got some interest in this project. Bids are scheduled to be open on Tuesday, September 10th. Hopefully, in that 2-week span between then and the council meeting on September 26th, we'll be in a position to make a recommendation to the city council for an award to the lowest responsible bidder. If we can get the award done on September 26th, I'm always optimistic about let's get moving on this. Hopefully we can see construction start sometime in October, beginning of November. We're looking at 1-year construction time for this. And that's it, Mayor.
10 bids. 10
10
entries, that's
inquiries
good.
for bids, yes, I was very
That's
pleased
very
to hear
pleased.
that. We still have 2.5 weeks left in the bid process. So we got some hungry people out there. I just hope that their pencils are sharpened enough to give me a cost under our estimated construction cost.
Question about the construction on North Mac Smith. I went by there and I noticed they're having flaggers and stuff. Is it's traffic moving okay down there with that? Have we heard any complaints or any
I
concerns or
have not
anything?
received any. I go
Okay.
down there twice a week to check
Okay.
that out, yes.
Okay.
Down there last night.
Okay. And then I think one thing that we both kind of forgot was me and Shawna, is the Fall Festival, September the 28th from 10 to 5, Camp Jordan. We've got, several, close to 120 vendors, I think. It's going to be the biggest ever, and
I'm
150 now?
a little excited about the pup event this weekend, so I
Hey,
kind of
I understand.
overshadowed the fall festival. We actually hit 155 vendors today for our fall festival.
Awesome.
Cameron has been very instrumental in helping me with the fall festival this year and reaching out to different people and getting extra vendors. But yeah, we hit 155 before I left today. As I said before in our council meeting, this year we added sponsors to our event. So we have ASA Engineering sponsoring, they're our main sponsor, and they're covering the essentials for us. That will be our music group. And then the petting zoo, First Bank has sponsored that. Park Ridge has sponsored our pumpkin patch, and they'll actually have a tent out there, and they'll supply the volunteers for the pumpkin patch that day. We met with them today. We have Allegiant Electric, which is sponsoring the inflatable and kids zone for us. So we'll actually have going from 2 inflatables that we've had for the past couple of years to almost 6 to 8 inflatables this year. So everything's changing. Pumpkin patch is going a different place. Inflatables are going somewhere. Petting zoo, like I said, we have a petting zoo, and now we've added pony rides to it. We'll have 4 ponies out there this year. So we're going a little bit bigger and better. But yes, that event will be Saturday, September 28th from 10 to 5. And I was asked to expand this to a 2-day event next year, so we will move to a 2-day event
Amazing.
next year.
Amazing. Are we going to cap the number to this year?
Not yet.
Okay.
I got room.
Okay.
So
You want to, sorry, I'm taking
Sorry,
up some
no,
more
you're good.
time. Christmas parade, we getting ready for
that
this?
will be, so that will go out the second week in September. So that'll always, the Christmas parade is always the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So I think that is that November 23rd this year. I don't remember. It's not on my radar yet, even though we're already meeting about it. So I'll send that out the second week in September to everybody. 'Cause
23rd is correct.
Is it right?
Yes.
I had a memory halfway, so. But yes, we're already, Cameron, me, and the other department heads between fire, police, street department, sign department. We started meeting 2 months ago. My son, he's always helped run the parade as many years as I've been with the city. He's already been helping do stuff. I think it'll be a little bit bigger this year, so
Awesome.
we'll see. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I promise we'll move off from communication now. So we'll now move to old business. The first item is ordinance number 1205.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend ordinance number 1028, which amended the East Ridge zoning ordinance number 481 by adding an additional section thereto, being section 111 of Article 6, supplemental regulations and exceptions in the East Ridge zoning ordinance.
Thanks, sir, and I believe you've got an update?
Right, Mayor, thank you. I've individually spoken with each of the council members. When I meet with city attorneys around the county, we always have discussions about things, and one of this actually came up in Walden recently, and so we got to discussing it and looked up the case. Given the fact that when a zoning ordinance, the text of a zoning ordinance is modified, it has to first go to the planning commission, which this in fact has already, but this body has made some changes to it enough that the recommendation would be put it back in the hands of the planning commission. We've had great participation from the community, and it really helps because we anticipate with planning commission that approved it originally to stay in harmony with what we have with the city council. They don't always align, but in this case, the interests are there to come up with some regulations to improve Ringo Road and some of the districts, the business districts. So with that, my recommendation would be put it back in the hands of the planning commission so that they can have a public, opportunity for public community input on the modifications that have been made over the last month and a half. And then it will come back up to this body and we'll do first and second reading. And if you send it down, I think, Mr. Howell, is there a planning commission September 4th? Is that right? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, so you could put it on there.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, but is there a restriction on the 21-day notice? Or
Not for planning commission. That
Not for
21
planning.
day, the 21 days is for the chief legislative body.
Okay.
So,
Then
once
it
it's
could
at
be on the-
planning commission, then it would have to be the 21 days. But that's for the public hearing. So you can have a first reading.
True,
And then second reading, you can have the public
public
hearing in
hearing.
between.
We've done
there
that
if you want
before.
to.
It's not out of the ordinary.
No,
Yes,
no, that's
okay.
not. But I think from the community, the involvement that we've had, my understanding is that they've appreciated the council's participation and willingness to be flexible with this. But let's do it procedurally. Let's get it to the planning commission.
I'll put it back on the agenda for the planning commission next month.
Okay, let's get, do I have a motion to pass this back to the planning commission? I have a motion by Vice Mayor Helton and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion on that? I
Just
sir.
want to be sure I understood him right. When it does come back in front of us after it goes to the planning commission, there will be 2 meetings.
The 2 readings?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? See none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, so that now will be sent back to the planning commission, tentative for the 4th, we believe. Thank you, sir. All right, the next item is under old business, ordinance number 1209.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend fiscal year 2025 operating budget, ordinance number 1206, by changing the revenues and expenditures of various funds.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, this
Ma'am.
is the budget for the $1 million that I need to write a check for. And so once y'all pass it on second reading, we will then process the check. And then I'll also have to send the budget amendment to the comptroller's office because they have to approve the budget amendment too.
Okay, yes, sir.
This is our truck, right? Just make sure.
If
Anybody had any questions, I was gonna come up and answer any questions
Okay.
about the amendment
Yeah,
for
this
the
is
truck.
the $1 million for the letter, thank you. The check we're writing would be for the ladder truck.
This is actually our down payment. The total cost of this truck, I believe, is 2.1,
I believe
2.2
you're right.
million.
Yes, sir.
And this is the $1 million we have to put down on it so we can lock in the price at today's cost.
Right.
If
Save
we,
it at a
if we
savings of
ordered it and
170.
it came in 3 years from now, we would be subject to those price increases between now and then.
Okay.
Yep. So this is our second and final reading, so let's let's see if we get a motion on the table for this.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 1209.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Now, do we have any discussion for Deputy Chief?
How
See
long
none.
did you say it would be before we got the
Got a lead time of about 40 to 41 months.
Gonna be a while. Any other questions? See none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Yes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, ordinance number 1209 approved.
Thank you.
We'll move to new business, resolution number 3585.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council accepting a proposal from Input Group LLC for upgrades to the audio-visual equipment in the City Hall council chambers.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. City Administration solicited and received bids for upgrades to the audio-visual equipment for council chambers. We would like to accept the bid from the Input Group for what is now a total of $30,297.50. This includes upgrades to the operating system, control panels, cameras, TVs, and 2 additional speakers, as well as training and labor. And since there were several changes since I last presented it on the tentative agenda 2 weeks ago, you now have a breakdown of the difference in those costs. You can see that the only changes were to the TV screens, the addition of the speakers in the back, and the additional labor that went with the speakers.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3585.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3585.
Second.
Motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
How long will it take us to get this?
They haven't given us a date yet. They wanted to wait until it was fully approved before giving us a date. It should only take about a day and a half for the actual work to be done, though.
But so we don't know of a lead time on the equipment?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Do we have any other questions? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3585 approved. We'll move to item B, resolution number 3586.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the purchase and uplifting of emergency equipment from Truckers Lighthouse, Inc. for 4 Chevrolet Colorado trucks to the Tennessee Department of General Services statewide contract listing 202 pursuant to Tennessee Code Annotated 12-3-1201B.
Thank you, sir. Chief?
Mayor, council, these are to upfit the bed covers, secure storage, emergency lighting, audible warnings, visual warnings on the Chevy Colorados that we purchased for CID. Total price on it is $35,375.92.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3586.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 3586.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3586 approved.
Thank you.
We'll move to item C, resolution number 3587.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city manager or his designee to purchase 10 sets of turnout gear for the fire department from NAFCO through the Sourcewell Purchasing Alliance contract listing 010424-LIO.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mayor, council, this purchase will be made through a Sourcewell contract from the vendor NAFCO, as the attorney was saying. This purchase is a continuation of the Chief's Gear Replacement Program to provide our 31 members the highest level of protection during firefighting activities and aiding in the reduction of exposure to carcinogens. This purchase will also keep our department in compliance with NFPA 1851, which recommends that structure fire gear should be retired after 10 years of service from the manufacturer date due to diminished protective properties.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3587.
Second.
Have a motion approved by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3587 approved. We'll move to item D, resolution number 3588.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, approving a nomination to the East Ridge Housing Commission by Councilmember Cagle.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Cable, do you have
Yes, sir. I make a
nomination?
motion to reappoint David Sherrill.
All right. I appreciate that. Do I have a second?
Second.
Awesome. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. We welcome him back and thank him for his continued service. We'll move to item E, resolution number 3589.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving a nomination by Councilmember Tyler to the East Ridge Housing Commission.
I'll motion to reappoint Chair Member Amanda Davis. She's been great there, and I think I've talked to her several times and appreciated her work taking over, and I'd like to keep her on there.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a motion by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. And we also appreciate her service and continued service to the Housing Commission. So we'll move to item F, resolution number 3590.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving a nomination by Mayor Williams to the East Ridge Planning Commission.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I would like to nominate Dana Howell, return to the Planning Commission. So I will entertain a motion for,
I make a
What?
motion to approve Dana Howe, resolution number 3590.
thank you.
Yeah, I second that.
We have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion? See none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, we thank Ms. Howell for her service and her continued service on the Planning Commission. We'll move to item G, resolution number 3591.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving the execution and delivery of a development agreement with Easy Auto Power Sports relating to a project in the Border Region Retail Development District and authorizing certain actions relating thereto.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, go ahead.
All right. Members of the council, mayor, this comes to this body from a meeting of last week with the Industrial Development Board. The developer in this case is Easy Auto Power Sports, Inc. This is not the power sports associated with the Honda Power Sports. And in fact, we've communicated with representatives and aware of communications with Honda. This is a power sports for pre-owned power. I think it's four-wheelers and whatever those big Gator type devices. So, but they sort of work somewhat in tandem with Honda because Honda has the service center, and so they like the idea of a similar type development coming in, and it would be close to it, but not right next to it. So this is Easy Auto Power Sports, and they've come asking for this body to approve a development agreement under the Border Region. And as this body may remember, that when we're dealing with Border Region, we're dealing with state sales tax revenue and not city local option or city property taxes or city hotel motel. This is all state funded type revenue. And so the lot you can see there is 5595 Ringo Road in East Ridge, Tennessee. And the developer, as always, when this comes about, it starts with the staff and city administration. Is where the developer starts. And in this case, they once again met with members of the administration staff to first present their projections. And those projections are provided in your packet there in the last part under, of course, we're in tab 9G. The developer provided both projections of revenue over the next 23 years as well as their investment cost. The investment cost for this development, which will essentially consist of what you see in your drawings there, of a very nice building of, I don't recall the exact size, but the developers, what's the size?
48, a little less than 5,000.
Okay, so give or take around 5,000 square feet is going to be the size of the store. This is on property that has a zero baseline. So to that end, this is a huge win for the city because for every dollar generated from day one is money that's eligible for return under the Border Region since it's in the district and does not have a baseline attached to it. The investment cost for this development is projected to be right now around $2.3 to $2.4 million. And again, we know this is a projection. It's possible this development cost may go up, which is fine. It doesn't impact the development agreement. In fact, it really helps everybody. If they do the cost, all those get turned in as long as they're eligible reimbursable cost, then whatever that amount is. For this purpose, I'm going to say 2.4 for easy math. And so for the easy math there at 2.4 million is what the investment cost is. Then we now know what the cap is for this development with respect to reimbursement of the border region. The cap being, of course, $2.4 million. The developer, in connection with meeting with the city administration, as well as going to the IDB, the recommended split for the border region was a 60-40 split between the developer getting 60% and the city receiving 40% of that. And so specifically, keep in mind, the cap is 2.4 million. And so assuming, and this development is projecting to generate enough tax revenue from the state to get 100% reimbursement on the investment. And so in this case, at $2.4 million, the developer, if they were to generate that much, then the developer will get its 60%, which is around 1.4 million, and then the city gets the remaining amount, which is just under $1 million. That's just on the border region revenue cap on this development that the city will turn in. So again, city turns in the 2.4 from the developer, then this developer right now is projecting annual sales somewhere in the neighborhood of around, starting just under $5 million. We asked this developer to be conservative in their estimates, and they gave a 2% increase in annual sales, which we do believe is a conservative amount based upon discussions with financial experts in this. So they gave us a 2% increase in sales growth, and you can see there, starting in year one, sales growth of 4.8, 4.9, and then all the way by 2046, its expected sales revenues to taxable is around 7.5. And you've got your spreadsheet there. You can see what that generates annually in the border region tax revenue. So, again, this project is one of these unique ones because generally we don't have one that gets 100% return on the investment. And in this case, this is anticipated to generate, give or take, around probably just around $4.5 million in total sales tax revenue when you do all the math, and possibly even up towards closer to $6 million. That's the beauty of this. In the $6 million of generated border region revenue, the developer will get back 1.4 of that. The city gets to collect the rest of it because keep in mind, the city has development costs throughout the district. I think our number's at 20 million is what our border region cost has been submitted to the state over the last 10 years that we've been in the, but more than that, 12 years. Yeah, about 12 years since we've been in the program. And so all that 20 million is banked right now by the city. This development, the city may receive, if it hits its metrics, around $4.5 million of that just from this site alone. And keep in mind, the city is getting to receive revenue from across the 950 acres within the district. So this is one of those projects, it's sort of a unicorn for the city because it's found money. Again, it's state tax dollars. If people stop you in restaurants and they ask you about the border region and you hear them suggest that this is city money that's being used to incentivize developers, please make sure you do correct them. It is not city revenue. This is state funded. And so this is, we've coined it as couch money. This is money found that would not be in the city but for the border region revenue, Border Region Act district. So this is a big win. If the council is finds in favor of this, the IDB voted unanimously to approve this development and sending it up here for a split of 60% to the developer and 40% to the city. That covers this kind of what I wanted to discuss in this one. Any questions from this body before there's any motions?
Want to bring the developer?
Well, yeah, sure. We've got the developer here, excuse me, yeah. All
Mr. Mayor, council members, thank you all for having me down or and inviting me down tonight. I represent the ownership group of Easy Auto Power Sports. We're very happy to have selected
Name and address, just for the
Ben
record, please.
Chandler, 3215 Cumberland Hills Circle, Cleveland, Tennessee, 37312.
Thank you, sir.
Very happy to have selected East Ridge for this new venture. It's a wonderful opportunity for us and our business, and as you know, we've been in this community for a long time, so looking forward to this. Happy to answer any questions.
I can't tell by your drawing here, are you gonna be entering from Ringo Road or Fruitland?
I think as the plans are currently, we'll be entering from Ringgold.
Ringo Road?
Yes, sir.
So actually, I think it's on
I
Swope.
think both, yeah, there's, I think,
Maxwell, yes, you'll have one on
one on Swope and
Swope.
one on Ringgold.
Swope.
one on Swope and one on Ringgold.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is just right across Swope from the Easy Auto that's currently there.
Where did I get Fruitland from?
One thing I meant to add, this is separate and apart from Easy Auto.
Correct.
This is not, we couldn't do this if it were Easy Auto. It's a separate and apart entity from Easy Auto, the car sales.
So is this gonna be a similar business model?
Very
Used motorcycles and?
correct. Four-wheelers, maybe some ATVs, the little Rikers and Can-Ams.
Your merchandise is primarily gonna be inside, I imagine?
Correct,
Right.
yes.
The parking lot didn't look big enough for.
It's not very big. Yeah, most of the inventory will be held inside.
Good, yeah, good looking building.
Thank you.
We're very excited. Thank you for your interest to continue to grow in East Ridge. I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3591.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 3591.
Second.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do you have any additional questions or discussion? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Thank you very much. All right, we'll move to item H, resolution number 3592.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving the acceptance of a grant from the State of Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security to provide school resource officers for each of the city's 4 public schools and approving the contract with the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security for the grant.
Sir, Mr. McAllister.
Yes, Mayor and Council, this is the contract between the city and the state of Tennessee for the fiscal year 25 SRO grant program. We brought before you a couple weeks ago the MOU between Hamilton County Department of Education and the city, which was executed and submitted. And then once we are approved tonight, we can upload the MOU and the state contract to begin the reimbursement process for this school year.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3592.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 3592.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion?
This program's already active, right?
It is.
Any others? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3592 approved. That is the last item on the agenda, so we will move to the tentative agenda for September the 12th. The first item is milestone awards. This is where we're recognizing employees that met milestone service awards that occur in August of this month. And then under no old business, and then under new business, a unnumbered resolution for the approval of amendments to the fee waiver policy for Parks and Rec Department. Ms. Giles.
Yes, Mayor and Council. The Parks and Rec Department will be seeking council's approval to update the facility fee waiver, and we are asking to add the following language to the policy now. The organization or agency shall be responsible to contribute a minimum of 50% of the net receipts collected by their event or program whereby the facility fee was waived to a nonprofit organization that is located and/or serves the residents of the city of East Ridge.
Thank you. Any discussion? Any questions, council?
So, my question is, what if the organization is raising money for so the Optimist Club raises money at their barbecue to pay for the fishing rodeo that they can run the next year? Does that count?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're the organization, but let's say Shauna starts a car club, and I want to come to Camp Jordan and use the arena, and then I'm going to donate back to a 501c3. Well, last year we put into play to where if someone came in and wanted to do that, it had to benefit one of the organizations here in East Ridge. But what we didn't do was obligate how much they needed to do, because we want to make sure we're not giving our building away down there that's $1,600 a day, my manpower on top of that, my utilities, away to anybody that's not going to take care of our East Ridge 501c clubs or 501c4 for the Optimist Club, and make sure that the funds go back to where they need to be.
Sure, yeah, I can
So-
appreciate that. You keep it within the city, and you guys
Yes.
provide a very great
Mhm.
service down there that all
So
organizations
your
really
group,
appreciate.
again, already does this. The East Ridge Needy Child Fund already does this, but it would be other groups that solicit us every day that want something from free and do not do anything for anybody within East Ridge. So that was why we came to council last year to basically mandate this policy and ask for council's approval, because we want the funds to stay within the clubs of East Ridge that do take care of our citizens and our children.
Anyone else? I see no other discussion on that item. So is there any other business, council, that we should add to the tentative agenda for September 12th? See none. 3 weeks. We have 3 weeks before our next one. Yeah, that's a little extra breath of fresh air. All right, if there's nothing else to add to the agenda in 3 weeks, I will wish everyone a great evening and thank you for attending, and this meeting is adjourned.